Everybody, I'm sure we all agree we wish it were colder.
It's hot in here.
I'm sure you might have to look at me and tell that this is my time to shine, so, I love winter personally. Well, I'm Ryan Melton, running for the U.S. House in Iowa's 4th Congressional District. For those of you who don't know, that's essentially the northwest quadrant of the state, and there's a flagpole effect from Council Bluffs, the counties bordering along the Nebraska-Iowa border down to the Missouri southern border, so it's essentially the Republican Party's gerrymandered gift to itself. So yes, we obviously are in a liberal oasis here in Story County, but unfortunately, once you leave Story County, we are in one of the most conservative congressional districts in the country, right? And I know that the fight is tough, but there are a number of reasons why the fight's still important, right? So number one, in our 4th Congressional District, when I was door knocking last time to get signatures on the ballot, which that'll be one of my 2 asks for you by the end of my little spiel here, signature gathering. I noticed over and over again when I went into the reddest of counties, and most of them are red, other than ours, that you would see Trump signs all over the place, right? And it was really hard to see a left-leaning sign. But they're there. Democrats are all over these towns. Trust me, you can go look at the Secretary of State data. They're there, as hard as it is to find them sometimes. When I knocked on their doors, what I saw was that their signs were in the porch, inside, hidden away, while the Trump signs were out. And I asked the folks up there, why is that? And a lot of them said it was fear. In the age of Trumpism and anti-democracy and the rise of this fascist threat that we're seeing these days, there is a lot of fear among folks in our community, especially in redder districts like ours. But the good news is once I knocked on their door, gave them a pep talk, a lot of them put those signs back out. And this is why this is important. Well, one of the reasons I'd argue why. The last day I was door knocking for signatures last year, up in far northwest Nebraska, red as they come. It was rather soul-crushing, going through neighborhood after neighborhood after neighborhood, knocking on doors with Trump signs all around me. But after blocks and blocks and blocks of not seeing a single left-leaning sign, I found a pride sign in someone's front yard. Now, this person was not on my list, but I stopped and knocked their door anyway because they were especially brave. Because I kid you not, there were probably about maybe 10 Trump signs encircling them, and they were the oasis, at least in our opinion, in the neighborhood. And so I knocked on their door. And I said, look, you were not on my list, but it's a hard day. And to see your sign prominently shining amidst the sea of Trump signs, it gave me the boost I needed. So yes, I'm going to ask for your signature, but I just want to thank you, because I needed that. And they said, I haven't talked to a Democrat in this town in about 10, 15 years, so you coming to my door, I needed that too. Now more than ever, we need to be very public, robustly public in our displays and defenses of democracy and human rights. Because as it's already been brought up, Donald Trump is coming for retribution. He's coming for revenge. And what that means is in red towns across our congressional district, people are going to be very afraid. It's going to be ramped up compared to the last 2 times he ran. We need to be brave and courageous. I know it's easier to do in Ames than it is in the rest of the congressional district. But there are many more people seeing you in your public defenses of human rights and democracy than you'll ever know. I get messages all the time from people throughout our 4th Congressional District that are vilified, cast aside, bullied, exploited, who are profusely and emotionally thankful for what I'm doing, but really what we all are doing. You need to show them that we are here. The final thing I'll say is this before I get to my ask. There's another reason why we need to fight now more than ever. The Republicans that are running the state for both Des Moines and D.C., they know they cannot beat us on policy. Polling shows that, single-issue election results show that. Republicans are losing on their bread and butter issues in the reddest of states. They do not win on policy. They went on voter suppression, gerrymandering, and driving people out of red states that don't think like them and vote like them to make those red states redder while they can. But what does that ultimately mean? That means they are not acting from a place of strength. They are acting from a place of desperation. The extremism we're seeing is intended to drive out people like us, because there's no other way they can hold on to power. Now is not the time to give up. Now is the time to fight harder, to push back on this extremism. And I really think the pendulum's swinging. Last in the country in OBGYN availability rate. Second highest cancer incidence rate in the country. Last in the country in mental health care bed availability rate. Plummeting public education. Across the board, our state is worsening because of Republican leadership. Now is the time for us to take this state back, and we can do it. Last thing, signatures. At the federal level, the thresholds that I have to hit are incredibly difficult to get on the ballot. So if you didn't sign when you first came in, I would really appreciate it if you signed on your way out, and I'll wait until the very end to give everyone a chance to do that. If you're worried you've already signed, but you're not entirely sure, sign anyway, because I double, triple, quadruple check, and I'll just cross out if there's duplicates, so don't worry about that, okay? And finally, if you want to gather signatures for me to help out in the effort, email me at meltonforiowa@gmail.com, the number 4, and we'll talk logistics. But thank you so much for coming out tonight. Let's keep fighting the good fight together. Thank you.